All right, this video is for you. I'm looking right at you. Are you stressed out and feel like you've created a monster in your business? Everything that can go wrong does go wrong. Between the clients, the employees, equipment breaking 24/7, it's just always something. If that's how you feel, I can relate. I've had that exact same thing. I've sat at the back of my shop before talking to who's now pretty much our full-time mechanic, being like up to here with employee problems. Thinking, how are we ever gonna make this work? They break everything, or they don't show up, or we can't get enough. Hey, before we get into this video, GrowCom is opening. Check the link in the description to get more information. I know you're fighting it if you're growing a company because you're trying to bring on good people and you're just like, it's either this or it's that, or someone's gone that's awesome, or do I train them and lose them, or what, like all these things that go through your head. And that's how it can feel as you grow and grow your company sometimes of, wow, am I just creating a monster? Is it ever gonna get better? Is it gonna get easier? Is there gonna be a time where it's less challenging? In relating to you and going through all of this myself, I wanna go through like a little bit of stuff to get your mindset right, to at least help kind of get through this, kind of get from here's this one place where you're at, here's the pit of death of issues, and then where you're trying to get to the other area. And I would say really starting out, a big thing for me that would have helped me way early on is clarity. Clarity on what it is that I want. I think the times that I feel the most foggy, I'm having another big push to new and different and challenging things right now. And I have a little bit of fog in my mind, and I love relating this to different levels of business. And that's because there's a little gap in clarity because I have new challenges that I haven't even set up yet that I need to start planning and building for. And without that little bit of clarity of knowing exactly where I'm going, that leaves me just kind of wandering. When you start out a business, it's really easy to, hey, you're just running, you're just trying to get stuff going, and to really lack clarity on what it is that I'm building here. Am I building something that's going to massively expand? Am I going to build it to X amount of revenue, X amount of employees? And when I say all that, don't think you have to get it perfect. Just know that, hey, I'm growing a business and my goal is to maybe make X income, and I just with some quick math know that I need to have at least 1 or 2 crews out to help me do that, to help create that. And then maybe as this is constantly a moving marker unless you're gonna flatline, and nothing flatlines because it grows or dies. So you're always going to be pushing towards a new level, finding clarity, really revamping that as new levels come up, because you're always gonna be leveling up in business. So you're either leveling up or you're going backwards. And going backwards, like you're eventually gonna hit the ground. So the only good way to go, the only exciting way to go that doesn't burn you out as bad because things keep being new, and I say as bad, because you're gonna ebb and flow. You're gonna have challenges. At times you're gonna be so frustrated that you feel like you shouldn't keep going, but it ebbs and flows. And the thing to know is on the other side of this stuff, you always get through it. And there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always a light on the next day. You're always going to get through that, even if there's a little bit of feeling of burnout. Those new things keep you from getting burned out. So finding clarity in what it is that you want and just writing it down. I want X amount of income. I want this kind of company. I want to have $1 million company. I want to have a $100 million company. And just write it down. And maybe it's not even those markers that determine what you want. I want this type of life. Like, we should all be trying to build types of lives. What type of life do you want to build? And put some clarity into why you're doing the things that you do. Because clarity in why you do the things that you do, a purpose, all of that defined stuff will keep you going when it's challenging. If I know that I want to change the life of my family, I want to give infinite opportunity to my employees, when I'm feeling down on myself and life is really seeming like it's kicking me in the fucking ass every day, it's easy to get out there and be like, well, doesn't matter, that's kicking me in the ass. I got a lot of other people that I'm running with that I got to keep running for no matter what. So I'm going to get up and I'm going to do my thing anyway. So number 1, get some clarity in there. It's going to change everything for you. Now 2, and I don't even know why I'm numbering these because these are just random thoughts, but we're going to keep going with 2. 2, a reset. If you're feeling like you're just totally lost in your business and it's just challenging between employees and all these different things, it could be time for you to do some kind of reset, right? And what do I mean by reset? One of the best things I have ever done was going to events. When you watch this video, it's probably already going to be past this event, or I don't know how soon this is going to be coming out, but I'm taking me and a team member to the Lions Den Live event in Salt Lake City, Utah. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. I went to a ton of Grant Cardone stuff, Tony Robbins stuff, all kinds of different conferences. Conference from my business coach, Tom Reber, like all these different people. And every time you do that, you bring the problems. Like I listed off the stuff, the equipment, the employees, the money, the cash flow, the bankruptcies, the this, the that, the other. And you bring those to a fresh new set of eyes. And you're lost in your problem because you're grinding and you're grinding and you're grinding. And it doesn't seem like you're gaining anything. But when a fresh set of eyes looks at it, they might be like, oh, I know exactly what you need to do. You need to tweak this right here and stop doing that, and it'll fix all your problems. And so you get a reset of energy from other people who are trying to grow and learn. And then you get some more clarity on things that you could do to really proactively change your business and get headed back in the right path. If you feel like you've been off the path, if you feel like you've been going away, this will guide you back. There's nothing better than I know when I come home Sunday, when I get on a plane and I head back, I know my first thought every time I get done with a business conference, like the Holy Grail, I want to be a better father and husband. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about being around other people or people that are pushing to grow, but it always inspires me, first and foremost, to be a better father and husband. And I don't know if that's foundational in my life, and that's why, or what it is. So first and foremost, I'm going to be a better husband. I want these things, and it's so great to be empowered by that. And two, it sparks my energy and changes my mindset on everything that happens. And then when you come back into the game, when you come back into your real life, when you step back down, you land off that plane from wherever you're at, and you go out Monday, you go out whatever day it is you get back from whatever conference you decide to go to, it really changes everything for you. You start excelling. It starts breaking the old pattern and allows you to really free things up and get rocking and rolling. So a reset is a huge thing if you're feeling these pressures, because honestly, there's no silver bullet. There's no answer. You're going to do new shit, figure stuff out, do new shit, figure stuff out. And this is an opportunity to maybe go somewhere where there's a lot of mentors and a lot of people that can help you learn and reset your energy, get your mindset right. Now, from there, this leads straight into the next thing. Once you've got your mind right and you've found like a little bit of clarity on what you want, I think it's paramount that you come up with a plan. So I want to achieve this and I want to achieve that in the next 90 days. And as soon as I got full time, like a year in, I had a business coach. And it's funny how these things, you need to pay attention to what goes on in your life, and the things that keep coming back up, it's like a sign of the universe telling you that this is important, do this. In the very beginning, I was doing 90-day planning on, hey, here's the revenue, here's what we need to do, here's what we need to try to do to hit that, here's the profitability goal, all of that. So we had daily plans, we had daily targets to allow us to achieve our goals. And just starting with something as simple as that, having a 90-day plan with just a few little basic things, and then just start planning more and more and more and more. Because if you fail to plan, they say you plan to fail. And if you don't want to plan to fail, that means you need to start planning some. And it doesn't mean you have to go and plan out your year immediately. It doesn't mean you have to go out and plan out your week immediately. Maybe it means you always walk into work every day and you're just like, shit, I'm here. Where's the fires? I'm going to go put out the brightest one, the hottest one, the burning one that's going to take down everything. And maybe it's that you start planning for the next day the night before. And then maybe it's you start planning for the next few days. And then maybe it's you start planning for the week. And then it's maybe use some of the technology that's out there today and you start using calendars and you start really blocking time and you try to get organized with the intent of creating as much as you can in what limited amount of time you have, because ultimately we all have a resource that's finite, and it's time. There's only so much of it. It's one of the most valuable things you'll ever get. When I take a minute to stand and talk to you, I take a minute away from everything else. When you take a minute to be at work instead of be at home after hours, you take minutes away from your family that you'll never ever get back. So planning allows you to plan to be successful in many, many more areas, in many, many more sectors of your life than just going in and hoping it's all going to work out. Now finally, this is just motivational mumbo jumbo, some would say, but it's true. And it's knowing that it's all a process. It's knowing that, I mentioned this earlier, that after every dawn is a dusk, or whatever the vice versa. After every dusk, there is a dawn, right? So after every night, there is day. And that darkness that can be creeping in on you, on feeling like you've created a monster, or really maybe screwing something up, or screwing up a lot of things, there's always another side. You know, you never, like, if you keep going, there's always another side. After the most horrible things, the bankruptcies, the deaths, the I don't even know what all's bad. Like, death and bankruptcy sound like horrible shit to me. The mind-numbingly horrible injuries you could have that could alter your life, there's always another side to that. You know, there's always these other sides to things. Now, maybe they're not as bright, but you get through the ultimate pain that you're inevitably in. And a lot of times in business, a lot of this pain is just perceived to be much worse than it really is. Like, oh my God, this couldn't get any worse. And then you realize, unfortunately, down the road, it's probably worse, but now you're prepared for it. It is sharpening your abilities to go through struggle, so then you can go and continue to level up and go on to the next challenges. So know it's a process. Know that it won't be perfect. Know that it'll be muddy. And know that when you see people like me talking on YouTube, or whoever you're listening to as a business coach, we're all scared of things too. We're all worried about the same things you're worried about. Just because mine looks a little bit different, maybe the numbers look bigger, or maybe the numbers look smaller, I don't know. But just because mine's different than yours, my fear is still the same. I have challenges, I have things I wake up, I have things that give me anxiety, I have all kinds of challenges that I walk into every day. And what I've learned as a business owner doing this is, I want to continue leaning into the fire. You know, I started the stay uncomfortable thing, like not for a push to even try to make money. The same reason we started GrowCom, I wanted to help people. And stay uncomfortable is a passionate thing for me. Staying uncomfortable inevitably causes growth. And so leaning into this stuff, and when you're fearful, it's usually an indicator you're headed in the right direction. So when you're scared, usually it means you should run towards something. That's just how business works. But so know that I don't feel like I'm the smartest or the best. I just try to share what I can share with you to help lift you up. And if you've learned a lot and there's someone you can help and you can give them information, or if you've just learned that much more than them, you should try to give that information and lift them up as well to help build everyone around you. So know it's a process. Know everyone's going through challenges. Know everybody's just as scared as you. If I can do it, you can do it. And if someone besides me can do something 10 times more than me, I can as well. So we can all achieve those things. So I hope this has helped you. If you're freaking out because you feel like you've created a monster, I didn't give you any key ways to do this, like tweak my business this way or tweak my business that way, because there isn't any true answer. It's more of a mindset and a knowing of where do we want to go, how do we want to get there, and how do we understand that along the way things are going to happen. We're going to have to deal with them, and we're going to have to understand it's a process. So leave it in the comments below if you feel like your business is a monster, and let me know. What are some of the things you could change right now? Do you not have enough clarity? Do you need to maybe do some kind of reset? Do you need to maybe just realize this is part of the process and I'm getting better every day because it hurts a little bit? See ya.